my god. Hello, I'm live. I haven't gone live in a while, so hopefully people show up. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, I am streaming on Instagram and YouTube. Wow, such a streamer. Okay, so we have Instagram starting. We're telling your followers you started a live video. This is so exciting. And then on YouTube as well. Today I got a custom order for some wish bracelets, and I figured this would be an excellent time to maybe go live and check in, answer some questions, do some knotting. So this is super exciting. I have all of my string right next to me. I have like piles and piles of thread. So I was thinking for those of you who have been bracelet makers, loyal to my channel for many, many years, it might be a fun opportunity to just stick by and watch. So I actually found my TikTok where I made so many videos during COVID, and I just watched through all of them, and it's really weird because like my face shape changed. Like I was such a round individual. I think also switching from glasses to contacts helped. But it was just so weird to see me as a 17-year-old innocent, did not know anything, was not yet traumatized by COVID. I hope this video doesn't get flagged for like promoting COVID. You know the videos where they like when the people talk about COVID and they're like, you should fact check this. You should consult a doctor about the proper information about COVID because they don't want you to have misinformation on the internet, like drink bleach to clean your insides because that's definitely smart and good for you. But anyway, yeah, so welcome to everyone who's joining. I'm making some wish bracelets. Wish bracelets are like really little bracelets. I wish I actually had one to show you, but I do not. But I make them using 5 threads. So this is like my combination of threads that I've just cut from like previous orders. And out of these, I choose 5 and then I kind of twist them together. And I make little wish bracelets. So people like to order these for stuff like parties, bachelorette parties, maybe classroom activities, although it's the middle of the summer, so I don't think anyone's going to be doing anything in the class. But I just realized my microphone on the computer hopefully can be heard. I will put this here. But I'm trying to do like a dual gamer setup where I'm doing on my Instagram and my YouTube channel. So leave a silly comment. Oh, here we go. Here's a bracelet. This is what this will end up looking like for the computer. Oh, it's not focusing. Well, too bad. And then on Instagram, this is what this will end up looking like. So it's a very dainty little bracelet, but this is like something that you can, buy in bulk if you would like, or just give out as party favors for your party. So one of the fun challenges with this is just choosing all of the colors. I just like to take from my big bag of string at random and choose colors that make me happy. I think the buyer just always requests mixed colors. I don't have the option for custom colors at this time because then I actually have to go out and buy specific colors of thread, and I'd rather just use all the thread that I already have. So I make things easier for myself. But comment what time it is for you if you're watching this. For me, it is 9:41 in the morning. It's some ASMR for you. Ooh, nice little sniffy motion. Welcome to everyone who is just joining. Oh no, everything went on the floor. I don't know how long I'm going to do this for, but I felt like it was nice to just yap away. I've been taking a break from doing markets because I did a ton of markets in like June and July selling a lot of my crocheted stuff. And I think I did well at some of them. I didn't do that well at others. And this is reminding me I actually forgot to update my spreadsheet for my most recent market. So that's something I have to do after this. But it was nice having all of those markets. Hey, it's 3:41 here in Germany. Ooh, so nice in the afternoon. How are you spending your afternoon, Peter? Thank you for joining, by the way. So I'm just kind of taking a break from markets. It's pretty overwhelming, just doing markets every weekend, and I feel like it takes like the whole night before to prepare. and then the night after, like the whole day after, for me to recover, because it's just so like emotionally intense, and you're just standing all day talking to strangers, which for me is really challenging because I'm like a diehard introvert. So I think prioritizing some time off and making sure that I have time to do other things like my other hobbies and relax from work and exercise and move my body, those are all important to me as a fully functioning human, whose main priority is not running this business, although it is one of my joys. And I also have a bracelet that I started a while ago, and I almost finished. I literally have probably if I spent half an hour more on this, I would be able to finish it. But this is a bracelet that I made in maybe 3-4 years ago. I made a bunch of these. These are like rainbow twists. Here's some close-up details. Here it is. I'm very proud of this. It's so beautiful from far away, from the screen. Just staring at it. So I have to finish that, but the black thread ripped because I was using it so much, and so now I have to replace it. So in that bracelet, it's very important to plan ahead. If you're going to use the black thread for every single knot that the string that it comes across, you're going to have to change it a bit. And also people, when they come up to my markets, they ask me if I have crochet tutorials, and I've been like, no, because there are so many on YouTube already, I bet. But also I've been considering, so many people ask me if I have crochet tutorials. I'm like, should I make a crochet tutorial? I feel like crochet is getting more popular, and it would be an opportunity for folks who already subscribe to my YouTube channel to have some more content and maybe expand their their hobby base from friendship bracelets to maybe crochet. I know that's a common pipeline that other people have done. Hello on YouTube. Welcome. I love your hair. Thank you. It is brown. I'm actually having not the best hair day, so hence the bandana. But the hair that you can't see is brown, and then it turns into blue, which I recently dyed a few days ago, so that's why it's super intensely blue. It'll definitely fade once it washes, but I found an optimal, this is a little weird, I found an optimal hair wash schedule where if I wash my hair every day, my hair gets super oily by 9 p.m. at night. If I wash it in the morning, it takes 12 hours for it to get gross, which is way too short. So I like to wash it every other day, and then my stylist put me onto this. She was like, if you just put dry shampoo before it gets oily, she's like, act as it is a preventative, so it shouldn't soak away any existing oil, but you should put it on before the oil accumulates, so then it will stop the oil from forming, which is a super cool idea I didn't know about. So I've been doing that where I wash it at night, and then the next morning it's fine, and then I take a shower that night and I just rinse it. So I wash the rest of my body, and I don't use shampoo or conditioner. And then the next morning, which will be I'll wash it that night with shampoo. You put dry shampoo in it that morning before it gets all gross and stuff, and that's good enough to last me. If I had to stay 12 hours in front of people, if I had a really long work day, or if I know I'm going to the gym after, I'll plan ahead. So I'll bring a bandana, or I wear a baseball cap, or if I'm going biking, I'll wear my helmet, and no one has to see. It's it's not a fashion show or anything. It's just my hair, and I've been thinking about dyeing it brown. I really was crashing out a few months ago and was thinking, should I just go back to brown because that is my natural color? But I feel the blue hair just brings me so much whimsy and joy, and I'd hate for it to be a personality trait of mine, or my defining trait, because I feel I'm known for so many other things other than just my hair. The blue is so pretty. Thank you. Okay, yeah, so maybe I'll keep it. I know my hair is growing out too. The whole thing used to be blue, and over time my hair's been growing out slowly. So who's to say? I definitely have bleach supplies, so I could bleach it again myself. Maybe I'll bleach not all of it, but maybe starting here or so. I've gotten it not a ton because I don't go out that much, but I think I've gotten 2 compliments on my hair the last 2 days. Keep the blue. All right, the people are speaking. I'm 22, by the way. I work in a corporate workplace when I'm not working on crochet or my craft or my business, and it's I feel a little out of place sometimes because almost everyone has normal natural colored hair. No one ever has blue hair like this. And so I don't want to put myself out in the office as being the one weird person with oddly colored hair, but it's also just so fun to be like a little bit full of joy. And I feel like the hair doesn't define me. Like I'm still a very good employee, if I do say so myself. And I do my job and I'm good at it. And that's what matters. Like when I was younger in high school, this is like weird, but when I dyed my hair blue the first time, I had it in my head that people who dye their hair were like mentally ill, and that's like not true at all. But that's what I thought because that's what my parents thought. Because which like valedictorian has like blue hair? You're gorgeous no matter what. Thank you. So that's what I thought, and so then I decided, what if I change my hair? That's not going to change my brain cells or anything. And so I dyed my hair and I walked into school on the first day of junior year, and my chemistry teacher said, "What did you do to yourself?" And I was like, "Oh no!" So that I had blue hair for like all of junior year and like half of senior year of high school, which was definitely a long time to have it. And I dyed it myself most of the time, but I did go to a salon to get it bleached and dyed the first time because my parents didn't want like a 16-year-old absolutely ruining their hair. So I did that. I think it's better to go to a professional for bleach because bleach is much easier to mess up, especially long term. Like you can definitely just fry your hair off. So I think going to a professional, spending the few $100 getting it bleached, and then get hair dye for yourself. I use like Arctic Fox or Manic Panic. Those are my two go-tos. And then just refreshing it at home. So one thing of hair dye is like $20. ASMR for you. And then for $20 you can re-dye your hair like 12 times. I hope this doesn't get too annoying. I've been dyeing mine purple pink. Awesome, that sounds so cool. I've been thinking of changing to purple. Like I don't know. It's weird to think how it would look, and also logistics wise I'd have to like remove the blue because it never fades to like blonde because blue and green dye your hair like super intensely, and it's pretty hard to get it out without like some intense like color, anti-color or color work or color theory, whatever the color thing is. So that's just why I've been keeping it blue, and also because I have a ton of blue hair dye, and when I dye it now I don't use that much because I'm really only dyeing like this much because the rest of it is brown, and I'm not going to dye it the brown obviously because that would just look kind of bad. I want to dye my hair, but my parents are not letting me. That is a tough situation to be in when you are old enough to know what you want, but your parents don't think you are. That can be challenging. For those of us just joining, I am streaming on both Instagram and YouTube, so I'm reading comments, and if you do not see the comments, that is because you might not be on the platform that the comments are being made on. So I think in that situation, they do make like temporary hair chalk like that. I definitely did that before permanently dyeing my hair, and it kind of stains your clothes, so you have to wear black. Because I dyed my hair blue with the chalk, and it only lasts like a day because it comes out when you wash your hair. But it dyed my sweater blue too, and that was like it didn't come out in the wash, so I kind of ruined the sweater. So I'd recommend doing those. Those are pretty cheap, and I feel like your parents hopefully would be okay with it. And maybe if they're on the stricter side, don't even wear it to school, but wear it out to like a special event, like if you're going to like a nice concert with your parents or maybe a nice restaurant, something a little more informal, but not in the scope of like your teachers or your your friends or your social sphere. Just might be an interesting social experiment just for a few hours. My mom let my sister and I do it the summer of COVID, and we've kind of just kept doing it randomly. That's the way to go, honestly. I mean, your hair is how you express yourself, and if you want to do it occasionally, sometimes, but not others, then that's okay. I personally feel like when it gets super like green and faded, it looks bad, so I feel like I have to keep doing it. But also, I know if I'm going to be doing like a really nice event, like if I'm going on vacation or going to have like, a really nice date or something, I might dye my hair just to freshen up and make it look, nicer. So I feel like I've cut a good chunk of thread. For those of us just joining, I'm going to be making some wish bracelets. Here are a few left over from past orders. So someone ordered 25 of these. So how I make these is I cut a bunch of threads in random colors, and then I choose 5. Wholesome content, period. Yes, this is doing my best for wholesome content. Hello. We got 8 people on the YouTube. Oh my gosh, incredible. Welcome, all 8 of you. So I'll be joining. No, I will not. You will be joining. I will be choosing 5 colors. So for my first colors, I'm choosing. Oh, the colors are so bad on the YouTube, on the webcam. That's unfortunate. But on Instagram, I feel like they're a little better. First is the sparkly blue, I think I'm going to go with because I love the sparkles. And then maybe red, and here's like an orangey gold color. And maybe purple, trust the process, guys. I know this looks a little weird. And a teal. So I'm going to use these 5. This is the color combination. And what I like to do for like peak efficiency is I'll just knot these together and then I'll put them aside. Like I'm not going to make the bracelet now because then that's a lot of like bring my clipboard over, put a, knotting and then putting it away, doing it again. So I'm going to lay these all out in front of me so that I have them all nice and set. And then when I have like 5 or 10 at a time, I'll put them all over to the side and do that again until I kind of use up this. So this thread was kind of poking out, so I'm going to use this one. And then I have to choose 4 more. And there's no pattern for this because it's technically not knotting, so it's kind of, I feel like I taught myself or like saw a picture on maybe Pinterest so many years ago, but I've been making these for a while, and even though people don't really buy the other bracelets anymore because I don't really make new bracelets, I've still been getting orders for these because people always have birthday parties and teachers who want to give little like cheap presents to their kids, or friends who just want to do something nice for their other kids. So yeah. Rotate. What does rotate mean? Like, is that what you had in mind? I am enjoying my spinny chair to its full extent. I have a spinny chair at work and I will just be going like this during meetings the whole time. And I have a fidget cube and I bring it to meetings that are in person. Like I have online Teams meetings and then I also have like in-person conference room meetings. And I always feel so corporate when they're like, Alex, any updates? I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I do have updates. And I feel like I'm pretending. Like I feel like I'm too young to be in the corporate workplace. But I work in chemical engineering, or I am a chemical engineer, and my job has something to do with that. So I feel like, oh yes, without being too revealing about my job nature, like, oh yes, the assay is complete. Like I'm this far in my report, and I feel like I'm cosplaying like a businessman. It's just a very funny feeling going from being all like whimsical and childish at college, like just crashing out whenever I get stressed and eating or having iced coffee and crying in my dorm room, which is pretty much how college went for me, to like actually enjoying my work and contributing and feeling like I have good ideas. And definitely I wouldn't have been able to do that without kind of suffering in college, but I think it was worth it for, you learn a lot of delayed gratification in college. For those who do not know what that means, that is kind of suffering now so that you can enjoy the payoffs later. So if you've heard of like the marshmallow experiment where they give one child marshmallow. They give one child a marshmallow and they're like, if you eat it now, you get 1 marshmallow, but if you wait an hour, you get 2 marshmallows. And so that's kind of an experiment where the children who are able to wait the extra hour to get 2 marshmallows demonstrate an increased emotional intelligence and certain maturity, because they know that if they can control themselves now and not immediately indulge in the 1 marshmallow, it will pay off because they'll have increased rewards. They'll get 2 marshmallows. Can you say hi to me? Hello. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Iwuehfie. Uwifi? Perhaps? Inspo for color combos. Yes, the color combo I'm doing right now, I think I've chosen black, dark brown, pink, neon yellow, and red. Kind of an odd combination, but this is what we're working with. Kind of looks like the Germany flag, I think, on the webcam, although there's some pink in there, so not quite, but a very neon version of the webcam. Hello to folks who are just joining. Right now I'm making some wish bracelets. Here I've prepared 5 so far. These are just 5 sets of 5 random strings. They're going to be bracelets for a custom order that I got, where someone ordered 25 of these, so I get to make some string and yap away for half an hour or an hour or however long I am doing this. I've been at it for 25 minutes already. Isn't that funny? What's my setup, Uwifi? Asks. My setup is I have a PC to my right, and it has a window in it. I can't actually. Here, I will turn the Instagram so the Instagram can see, and then I will turn the webcam so the webcam can see. All right, let's see if I can do this without disrupting my whole flow. Ooh, very cool. Light up. So that's the setup. And then I have a headset that I use, and this is the pro gamer setup. Hello, but I feel like I look a little goofy wearing this, so that's why I have it over here. And I also don't need to hear any of you, and I assume that the mic just sitting up like this hopefully is enough. What else? I have a light up keyboard that kind of came with the PC, and then I have a funny light up mouse that doesn't turn the light off. It makes funny colors, and you'd think, wow, Alex, that's such a stunning gaming PC setup. What games do you play? Great question. I don't actually play games. I like to play Tetris, which is more, oh, I dropped something. I like to play Tetris, but that's on Google Chrome, and I use the arrow keys on the keyboard, so I don't have like a Nintendo setup or a Wii or whatever the kids these days use their gaming PCs for. I mostly got it because it was about half the price of a Mac laptop, which is what I have been using for college. Here, I'll show you my MacBook. This is my Mac. This got me through college. I got it when I was applying to college in the summer before my senior year of high school because I thought it was going to hold me over till freshman fall because then I'd buy a new computer when there were technical specs that were required. So I bought like the cheapest MacBook Air. So this is like a 2017 MacBook Air, which is crazy. And then I got to college and they're like, actually, no software requirements, just use your computer. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I did like half of my college online because of COVID. And so this thing got me through all of that. So we can do a brief sticker tour actually. This is going to take me back. Oh, she's not wearing any clothes, excuse me. There was an emo night. These say emo night. This one and these two. And these were emos from, I went to an alt bar a few times and they had emo night where they just scream like loud music like Fall Out Boy and stuff. And then there's some Kirby's. And then this was a funny, I think this is a Baltimore small business. I went to school in Baltimore. This is a cat girl, like a cyberpunk cat girl situation. This is a chaotic frog with a knife. This was like a non-binary pride thing. This is like when I first realized that the non-binary had flags and colors. And I was like, oh, sweet, but it's subtle enough that people don't know because I use they, them pronouns. So these two go in hand, and then this is also from Emo Night. This one says good vibes only. This is a mandala that I drew, and I actually have stickers for in my Etsy shop, which is kind of cool. And then I have good vibes only, which I think I showed already. This is a frog sitting on a cake. This is like, I think this is a meme on Instagram or something. And then this is the Spotify code for Girl in Red's Girls, in case you needed a hint on where I stand on the spectrum. And then this is Hello Kitty. And then this is AICHE, American Institute of Chemical Engineers, because that's what I am. And then a frog eating a strawberry. And this one says AICHE. We call it AICHE. This is a little sticker of my school. I went to Johns Hopkins University, so that's the little university seal. This is some mushrooms. This is AICHE again with an atom, even though that's technically, actually, that's the incorrect form of an atom. This is not correct. The atoms do not spiral in ovals. They're more circles in more concentric circles. And then a gay flag, because again, I'm not sure if this was clear enough. And then she's not, once again, not wearing any clothes. So where are your clothes at? So that's the tour. Let's see if there's anything inside. Oh, there is. Computer's dead, but this one says Self-Love Club. Oh, great. And over here it says, I ask, I listen, I respect, to show consent, because it is very important that you have consent. Oh, it says consent underneath. You'll have to take my word for it. What is this guy smoking? I had a coffee and it was half decaf. And I am just, morning is when I'm most productive, but today's Sunday, so I don't have to go to work. And I was like, dang, I really could be doing something. Just plugging my computer back in. We'll be right back. It was like, today I could be doing something, and I have plans later today. But in the morning, I was like, oh ho ho, I have a custom order that I could be working on. That's my streamer. Please say more. What do you mean that is my streamer? I don't understand. Yes, so back to the bracelets. I woke up this morning with no intention to spend this day doing anything other than my plans. My plans start in 2 hours. My friend is having a barbecue, which is weird because it's raining outside, so hopefully the barbecue works out. But I will be maybe bringing the bracelets and maybe just sitting politely for several hours. And we're going to do a movie afternoon, and so they suggested, oh, it's time to drink water. Drink water, guys. Yum! I love staying hydrated. Any recs for someone going into senior year? Please elaborate. Senior year of college or senior year of high school? I'm going to assume senior year of high school until you tell me differently. Any advice? Well, I would suggest that you have a pretty good idea of what you want to do career-wise. I'm just kidding. College-wise. In that, do you want to go to college? Do you want to go to the trade schools? Do you want to get a job right out of high school? Or do you want to go into the military if your country has that option? Or something else? I do not know where you are. I went to school in the United States, as you can tell from my very American accent, probably. But I think deciding what you want to do is the first goal. I think getting things done ahead of time is also a good goal. W stream. Are we a W streamer? Should I get a Twitch, guys? Should I be a gamer guy and get the pink chair with the headset and the low cut shirt like what is his name, Vlad? And he's like, I am muscle mummy or something. I don't know. Anyway, yes, be super ahead of things with your deadline. I think take your SATs. Do well. Try to do well. If you do not do well and you have the option to take them again, study and then take them again. I think that would be very important. I took the SATs twice. The first time I did well on math, and I didn't do as well as I would have liked on reading. So I studied really, really, really hard on reading, and I didn't study at all in math. And then I took it again, and I did worse in reading and better in math, which is a scam. So I ended up super scoring. And so had I studied more, I probably could have gotten like a little bit better, but I just ended up going with the super score. I felt like it was good enough, and I ended up actually I didn't get into the college I wanted to. I wanted to go to UPenn, which was like my dream school. And I visited it with my mother, and I wanted to buy a UPenn flag for my high school bedroom. And she was like, don't get your hopes up. I was like, that's so mean, even though UPenn is literally in the Ivy League, and it's one of the hardest schools to get into. But still, I felt like I was qualified, and she was like, don't get your hopes up. And then I didn't go. And she also once said that Ivy League students don't make friendship bracelets, which is the most insane thing I've ever heard, because guess who makes friendship bracelets and then got admitted into the number 6 university in the country? Oh no, could it be me? So anyway, so I got denied from UPenn, early decision. But then I got into RPI, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, Early Action, which is a very good engineering school, and it's nice and local to me in upstate New York. And then I was like, I'm only going to apply to schools that I'd rather go to over RPI, and RPI was really, really high in my head. So I only applied to Georgia Tech, which is in Atlanta, which is in the south of the United States, and Johns Hopkins University, which is in Baltimore, which is kind of in the middle of the east of the United States. It's on the East Coast, which is the right of the country. And I got into Georgia Tech, and I got waitlisted from Hopkins, so I committed to Georgia Tech, and everyone from high school thought I was going to Georgia Tech, as did I. And then I ended up getting into Hopkins, waitlisted, and they're like, hey, bestie, we know you applied for biomedical engineering, but we don't have any spots left because we waitlisted you, and now it's too late, womp womp. So would you actually mind being a chemical engineer? And I was like, I guess. And I talked to my dad, and he's like, Johns Hopkins is the better school. I won't be upset if you switch, even though you committed and told all your family and friends that you're going to Georgia Tech. And I was like, okay. So I jumped ship, and I went to Johns Hopkins instead. And in hindsight, I think that was probably a better idea, only because I was like twice as close to home. Atlanta is like a 13-hour drive from my home in New York. and Hopkins is only like a 6.5 hour drive. So that was doable moving wise, and I think going to Atlanta would be much harder. Like I wouldn't have been able to go home as much because it's much more expensive and it would have taken longer. So I think that was good. In terms of like academic pursuits, I think honestly sometimes I think I would have been happier at Georgia Tech because I was, like I've said, not the happiest at Hopkins. I was kind of miserable, but that's kind of what comes with going to like such a intense, I would say prestigious even, university because they push you really hard and it's not really super competitive, but everyone's stressed all the time because everyone's doing so much. So you feel like if you're actually taking a chill pill, you're not doing enough. And so it's very challenging to just take a deep breath and not feel like you have to be productive all the time. Your voice is soothing. It's giving. Thank you. I made it myself. I don't know how to make it more or less soothing, but you've gotten the version of my voice 3 hours into my day where I haven't been yapping a lot, and so I'm not super exhausted yet. So thanks for watching. My cat Twinkie says hi. He reminds me of Streaky. Hello, Twinkie. Is Twinkie large and orange, just like Streaky? I actually have a cat here. This is my own apartment. I do not live with my father anymore. And I have a cat named Protein. He's short for protoplasm, which is an amoeba. And the amoeba is, he's a pet of Adventure Boy, who is a comic book character. And he fights crime, he fights villains, and his pet amoeba, Protoplasm, changes shape to based off of Adventure Boy's needs to fight crime. So when I got a cat, I picked out a little guy, and he is a Siamese cat. He's a yapper. He has blue eyes, and he is 10 pounds. I got him when he was 7 pounds and 3 years old, but he was really, really malnourished. So he was like hungry. Like when I ate, he was climbing on top of me to try and eat my food before I could eat it, which was very challenging to eat. And he would jump into my sink and like lick the plates clean, like lick the dirty plates clean because he was just so hungry. And I didn't know that this is like my first time fully taking care of a cat, so I didn't want to overfeed him because I didn't want him to barf over my rug. But I just felt bad. But eventually, it took him like 6 months to stop going like absolutely feral whenever food was around. But now he's okay, and he's like 10 pounds and he's normal sized. I can actually see if he's around. I wonder if I can I turn the camera off? Okay, I don't think I can. So I'm wearing boxers, so you all are going to see the boxers for a second, but it's fine because they're like shorts, so just don't look too closely. I'll be right back. Hi! 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 Here he is! Here is the baby! Oh, he's shy. Oh, hello. Say hello to Alex's Innovations. He's so little. He's so cute. He's looking at the bracelets that I have on my desk. He has blue eyes if he looks at the webcam. And he's a little bit cross-eyed. And I cut his nails a few days ago. Hi. Hi. He stuck his face in my mouth. Look at him. He's little. He likes being held. Twinkie is about 15 pounds. Who asked? I asked. I wanted to know. There will be no fighting in the chat. He loves being held because he's an attention whore. He just wants to be held, just like all of us. Oh. You're so little. I can't hold him and work on the bracelets at the same time. I need more hands. This is a cat break. I love Siamese. They're so pretty and precious. Yes. He also has bald spots in front of his ears and his bald spots. But he's also a biter a little bit. Like if you pet him, not even when he's like overstimulated. Like he'll sit on top of me and then he'll be thinking like violence. Like he's being so kind and cuddly right now. You look like that actor from The Last of Us. Oh, is it Bella or Ellie? Bella's the actor's name. Bella's the actor's name and Ellie's the character, I believe. I haven't seen it in a bit. I watched the 7th episode of season 2, and it felt like it wasn't the end of the season. Oh, okay, time to go. But it was not, like, it didn't feel like the finale. But anyway, thank you. I will hold him. Yes, I need to put like a cat desk like right here, and I just need him to like loaf or whatever. No, the black t-shirt was the perfect choice. Hi. Okay. I might banish him again. I know. Hi. Alright, I'm gonna banish him. I will just leave one more second. Hello. Time to go. Thank you for saying hello to everyone. Back to the couch. Okay. Otherwise, he likes to jump in there and eat all of my yarn and cardboard. Popped in because you were recommended. Hello! Welcome. Thanks for popping in. The video game was crazy. I didn't play the video game. Maybe I should play video games. I feel like I'm missing out because I don't play video games and a lot of my peers do. Like, I feel like that's a very common 20-year-old something hobby, but I don't want to. Like, I like Tetris, where I play for half an hour once a month, and that's enough video games for me. I feel like I don't like working on my computer all day during work and then coming home and doing more stuff on the computer, so I really only use my computer for printing Etsy labels and like editing YouTube videos very occasionally. Like, I think I've edited one YouTube video in the last year, and it was my hiking in Lake George vlog that I did, where I hiked Fifth Peak and one of the other ones. It was like a 2-peak hike, and it was 9 miles. And you all should watch it, by the way. It is the same energy, I think, as this live, because it is made by me. I think there's cat hair in my mouth. Maybe not. Anyway, it's time to drink water. It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water. Yippee! Live time! Yes, it is. Welcome, Noah. As you may know, or may not know, I'm most productive between the hours of 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. because that's when my workday starts. But today's Sunday. Hydrated king. Yes, sir. But there's no work for me to be working on. And I still want to be productive because I feel like I should. And I know that I'm going to be spending the rest of the day being not productive because I have plans at 12. That is a movie afternoon, which is like the least productive one can be. Although I will be socializing. I am him. Yes. I'm also doubly streaming on YouTube and Instagram. Sorry, that's inappropriate. YouTube and Instagram. So I will be reading comments that correspond to one platform, but not the other. But for double points, you can join on both platforms, and then you'll have me in each of your ears at once. You can have your phone on one side and your partner's phone on the other side, or your roommates, or your cats, or your parents, and you'll just have double Alex innovations. You're going to be so innovative by the end of this. Ew, socializing. That's kind of how I feel. I'm an introvert, and when I'm done socializing, I want to be done socializing, and sometimes that doesn't coincide with the end of the movie, so it's awkward. Because if someone chooses like the entire Lord of the Rings saga and we're like only 9 hours in and I decide I want to go home because that's 8 hours too much socializing for me, it's okay. But worry not, because this group of individuals that I'm going to the movie night with, or movie afternoon I should say, because this starts at literally 12 in the afternoon, I have gotten along with them well, and I feel like I mesh with them well, and it's easier for me to socialize with them than it is for me to socialize with other people. So I am optimistic. They are bringing, there's more cat hair. They're bringing burgers and hot dogs, and I have kosher pickles in my fridge that are probably going to be done soon in terms of being expired. So I am going to bring them as my contribution. I also chose, there was a bit of a discussion on alcohol, so I was not going to have very much, but I pointed at one and I was like, I think that one would be good. So I helped with that, and then I also helped to pick out hot dogs because we went on a shopping trip earlier. So I feel like I did my part, and I also will be showing up with my bubbly and optimistic attitude, and that's all anyone can ask for in these trying times. It's also raining here, so everyone also will be sad and sleepy. So I feel like it will be It will be good. Can you stop talking in response to someone else commenting? We will not have any of this haberdashery. If you would like to talk, I will give you permission to talk. And if you do not enjoy the person talking, you may leave. This is a safe space where folks can talk as long as it is respectful to everyone, which your comment, when pigs fly, is bordering on being disrespectful. So no fighting in the chat, please. Can you play music? I will not. Because I think YouTube is going to take it down. But instead, you can listen to the soothing sounds of my voice and pretend that it is a quiet flute or more of a saxophone or clarinet, I think. I don't speak that high for it to be a flute. Migrated from Instagram to YouTube. Hello! Welcome. I think the YouTube would be better because I actually get monetized, but it's okay because it's not that much money. But it's enough that YouTube will send me a tax statement and I have to send it to my accountant at the end of the year. Also, yes, I have an accountant because I realized that if I'm not like making that much money, but I'm spending a lot, like for example, last year I moved into my apartment and I counted all of this furniture that you see as a business deduction because this is my business room, and I counted the square footage of this space in the fraction of my overall apartment rent and the electricity, like the proportion of this square footage for electricity. I count that all as business expense because that is a valid use of like space because I'm only using this room for my business. So if I get audited, this is the truth. I am nothing to hide. And so the accountant can figure out a way to magic that into my income, so he can deduct it from my taxable income, which means that the amount that I'm making is actually I have to be taxed less on. I'm not explaining it well, but that is the vibes at least. How old are you? I would like you to guess. I'm curious. I feel like my face has matured a lot in the last year and a half. Probably because I got less around, because I ate less and exercised more, which is typically how these things go. So I would like you to guess, and then I will tell you how close I am. Also, if you've been paying attention, I've been saying some things about graduating college and studying for high school that might date me a bit. So once again, I'm curious to know. But I'm somewhere in between 16 and 35, so if that helps to narrow it down a little bit, I think that's a good place to start. 22. Excellent guess. I am 22. My birthday's in September, so then I will be 23. But fortunately, I am still here for another 5 weeks. Oh my gosh, I'm turning 23 in 5 weeks. That's kind of insane. Use your ULT. I am not sure what a ULT is. Ultimate Light Tambourine is the acronym that's coming to my head, but I don't have one of those. I do have a light here on YouTube and here on Instagram where it is a car light. So if you're doing under hood work, like when you open up the front of your car, or maybe your parent if they're working on the car, and they're like yelling at you to shine your flashlight, and you're 6 years old and you're like, okay, Dad, and you're shining the flashlight. So what if you don't have a 6-year-old to exploit? Well, then you can get an under hood light for your car, and you can like hook it onto your hood, and then it will point down so that you can see. And so I saw this on like Reddit or something for markets. And so when I had an outdoor market that happened at nighttime, I was able to hook that onto the light. Hook it onto the tent, and then it was able to light up my booth, even if it was dark out. So that was a really good purchase. I think this was $30 at Harbor Freight, which is like a hardware store. And it was much cheaper because all the other options at all the other hardware stores were like $60 or more, and like I don't want to support Walmart, so I didn't want to go to Walmart, and I knew Harbor Freight is like reliable. My brother and you are the same age, 3 months apart. Wow, who is older? I think I'm older because I don't know. I don't have a good reason because I do not know your brother. If you don't have a 6-year-old to exploit, yes, I do not have a 6-year-old to exploit. I have a 4-year-old cat, but he does not have opposable thumbs, nor is he tall enough. Plus, just do your car work in the daylight. There is no reason to be waiting till nighttime, waiting till the dead of night to be doing your car work. So, nice setup. Thank you. I feel like this could be cleaned up a bit. This is leftovers from my last market, and I just haven't unpacked because I don't want to. I will eventually, but I don't have the energy for it, and honestly, I don't need to right now. So it's okay as long as it's tidy enough to the side, because this is my apartment and I can do what I want with it within reason, as long as it doesn't violate my lease. But keeping things in the corner unpacked is okay. Him. Fire emoji. Yes. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I like the vibes. Let's see how many of these I've accumulated so far. For those of us just joining, I am making wish bracelets for an order that I got. So I got an order to make 25 wish bracelets. These are what the wish bracelets look like. They're very small and dainty, but they're really nice for party favors and other such occasions. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and I can use one of these as the 25th. So, perfect, 25. Fantastic. So the rest of these threads I will save for next time. And I like saving threads for next time because it gives a nice variety to start off with. Uh-oh, some of these are folded. Uh-oh. Stinky. Okay. This would be like this. Wonderful. I just tried crocheting for the first time yesterday. I was finally coerced into trying by a friend, and it was trickier to crochet a ball than I expected. Awesome! I'm so glad that you learned how to crochet. I think it's really fun, and yes, crocheting a ball is very challenging. I am surprised that your friend suggested a ball to crochet for the first time. I would suggest something simpler, like a square, maybe a pot holder, although make sure to use thick yarn if you're going to be touching hot stuff, or maybe a very short scarf, or maybe a hat, so crochet a rectangle and then just cinch together at the top. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. I think it's a bot. I actually don't think it's a bot. You woofy? Comment, this is not a fork, if you are not a bot. My brother's older, June 11th. Ah, so your brother is 23 already, I presume. It's supposed to be a small ball to stick a bell into to use for play with my cat. They were trying to motivate me to do it. That is so cute. I'm sure your cat will really appreciate it. I hope you crochet tight enough too. I'm reluctant to make cat toys because I'm worried that the cat's claw is going to just stick all of the stuffing out of it. So I do have a cat toy. It's like a catnip implement to enjoy gardening with. I don't want to say too much because I feel like YouTube's going to take it down. But it is one of those, and I have to crochet very tightly or else the catnip is going to come out of the implement and onto the floor, and I think that's bad for people's lungs to breathe that in. So anyway, I have finished all of the little yarns, and now I'm going to be actually working on the bracelet. So what I do is I split tutorial. I'm going to split this into 5, so 5 and 5, and they can be even on each side in terms of colors. They don't have to be, so this one has 5 and 5. And then I'm going to twist them both one way, so I'm both twisting them that way, and then just I can't do this upside down, and then twist them together. Oh, maybe it's the other way. Again, I can't do this upside down. So then you just kind of twist them like this, and then at the end, you just tie a knot. My cat likes playing with a fish toy from Dollar Tree, and my new kitten likes trying to run off with it. Yeah, Dollar Tree's really good. I actually was there yesterday. They're really good for cat toys and also cleaning supplies. I bought all-purpose cleaner and toilet bowl cleaner and sponges and all sorts of things, and it's a very affordable way to get nice cleaning supplies, I think. This is very meditating also. You just do a little twisty and then a flip, and it's really nice. I wonder, this is weird. What if I did this? Then I can't read comments. Does this actually work? Oh my god, this might work. I need to get a footrest though. I'm propping my foot on the edge of my chair, and I'm not going to be able to stay here for very long. I think Uwifi is a bot, so whoever said they're a bot, you might be correct, because they haven't actually done anything. Insane play. I'm not playing anything. This is work. Check the math. I will not. But it's fine. And then I try to make it about 5.5 inches long, so I have a ruler on the end of my clipboard that I hand wrote, and so I'm trying to make it about 5.5 inches long, and then I will knot it, and then once I knot, Then I have to make ties so that people can actually tie it on. So just confirming that it's of length. I shoot for between 5.5 and 6 inches, and then split it into 2 again, and then just knot the end like a couple inches down, or centimeters, maybe like 12 centimeters. I use freedom units only. Sorry, guys. Although I'm not so free since like January. But anyway, cutting. And there you have a wish bracelet. Wow, very cool. So if you were to put this on, you could like put one of the threads through the loop and then stick this onto your hand like this. Move a little fast. This isn't like an official tutorial. And then you could kind of like tie this on and then tie it again. And now it's on. Isn't it so cute and little? So I will be making 25 of those. Well, technically 23 because I have one already done and one that was finished before I even started. So there we go. I'll continue to do this weird angle. Perhaps this will be entertaining for people so that they can see. This is like very similar to making bracelets, like when you're sitting with your family on the beach and you're kind of just curled up into a ball making your bracelets, trying not to get sunburned because you don't want to put on sunscreen because you're in the shade. And, you know, everyone's playing beach volleyball and you're trying not to get sand in your bracelet. I don't know. Maybe I'll make some bracelets this summer because I feel like if I'm not crocheting a lot for markets, I'll have more free time to work on bracelets and other smaller things. But also, like, people don't buy the bracelets at markets. Like, people are like, when are you going to make friendship bracelets again? It's like, well, people don't buy them, so I don't want to make them if people don't buy them. I know it's like also an art and stuff and you don't have to sell what you make, but also I'm trying to make it so that when I buy yarn, it's profitable. So instead of just sinking yarn into something that no one's going to buy. And I actually don't really wear friendship bracelets anymore. I wore a ton of them like freshman year of college when it was still like socially acceptable because I didn't see people, so there was no socializing because this was COVID, but it's fine. Do you have friendship bracelets you wear every day until they fall off? I do not, actually. I just wear my watch. This is a Garmin. It's a Garmin Forerunner 165, and I use it for like running and biking and general like activity tracking because I really like I like statistics when I exercise. Some people are like, oh, that's not healthy because you're looking at your watch instead of like, I don't know, like intuitively knowing how far you run. And it's like, well, what if I don't intuitively know that? And what if I want to know how fast I'm going? What if I want to know I'm going exactly 14.4 miles per hour, which is probably like 20 kilometers per hour in like non-freedom units? Your laugh is contagious. Thank you. Friendship bracelets are not socially acceptable. No. They definitely are. I just feel like that you don't see them a lot in like a corporate workplace, which is where I go. And so I'm reluctant to have them on all the time. And also one thing I hated when I was wearing them is when you shower, they take forever to dry because they're like a super densely made cotton, and cotton does not dry easily. Like other fabrics like synthetic, like polyester or nylon, that's like what moisture wicking sportswear is made out of, and that dries pretty quickly. But imagine like wearing a cotton t-shirt into the shower and then we're fine. Imagine wearing a cotton t-shirt into the shower and then when you come out, you have to keep it on, so it's just wet and sad. Like, so when I was wearing a lot of friendship bracelets, they never dry. Like it took 2 hours for them to dry. It's challenging, so I stopped wearing them. I have gray, dark brown. Oh, your laugh is contagious was said by a bot. Okay. Fun. I have gray, dark brown tiger stripes, orange tiger stripes, black and white, and then full black. If you're talking about your cats, this is a wonderful assortment of cats. I'm curious to know how big your house is, because that is an aggressive amount of cats to be having. I wonder how you can sleep at night. That's why I take my bracelets off before I shower. Okay, yeah, that's smart. Maybe if I didn't like tie them on, or maybe if I just wore them so that I could take them off, so I didn't like tie them and then cut the ties off, that might be more like a better option. I don't know. Also, it looks like I've been streaming for 54 minutes, which is so long, so I might stop at an hour so that I can stop talking. But this actually went by pretty quickly, I will say. And I made a good amount of bracelets too. But after this, I might just go on the couch and watch Squid Game because I recently got Netflix access. Woohoo! So I haven't watched the new Squid Game yet, and I'm kind of excited to watch it. Although the second season ended like in a very underwhelming way, and I thought it would end better, and it just didn't. So I don't know how to feel. Like I don't have the highest hopes for season 3, but I also know it's supposed to be the finale. So hopefully it does better. I'm not sure. Twinkie is the only one that sleeps with me. Imagine if you slept with 5 cats. Like there would not even be any room for the rest of you. It would literally just be your cats. Anyway, it's time to drink water. It's time to drink water. Yum! I love being hydrated. Hydrate or die straight, that's what they say. This is the same clipboard that I've been using in all my videos. If you watch videos from many, many years ago, I have this clipboard, but it just has less stickers on it because I just slap more stickers on it. I don't think that you can see the actual original clipboard anywhere. Like it's all. There's so much on here. It's a lot of robotic stuff because I did this in high school. Like, this is a robotic sticker. This is a robotic sticker. This is a robotic sticker. This one's a robotic sticker. This one's a robotic sticker. Where else? Oh, this one is. This one is. This one is. This is a Johns Hopkins sticker, but this is before I went to college. This is when I did the summer program in high school, so I didn't even know I was gonna go there. Yeah, there's so much in here. Absolutely insane. Anyway, hydration is important. The weather has been freaking hot. It has been hot. This week has actually been a little milder. I'm in upstate New York, so it hasn't been too bad. But the week before was awful, and I feel like we had 2 straight weeks of just a solid heat wave. Like I like to go out and bike after work and before I lift or do another sport. I actually have been doing volleyball and kickball recently at my school's sports club. Sorry, not my school because I'm not in school. My work's sports clubs. So I've been doing those, but I never know if it's going to be just standing around because that can be a lot of volleyball and kickball, or if it's going to be really intense. But it's definitely more intense with the heat because your heart rate can't go down because it's just so hot and your body can't cool off. So it's a really intense workout. It's like doing hot yoga, but instead of doing slow, controlled movements, you're actually playing a sport. So very, very challenging. But biking is nice because it's built-in AC. When you run, I don't know if you run, but if you run, it's common knowledge that you dress as if it were 10 degrees warmer out than it actually is because your body generates heat when you're running, obviously because you're exercising. But when you're biking, it's kind of the opposite because you have the built-in AC because you're going so fast, the wind is brushing your skin and your hair. So you actually have to dress a little bit like it's cooler, in my experience. I don't know if there's an official rule of thumb yet or something, but from YouTube, it is also very rare when I have 5 cats in my room. Again, insane. I have my cat. My cat, I feel like he sleeps with me for a few hours, and then he's finished, and then he goes onto the couch and sleeps, because then he can really, spread out like that. Hashtag today I learned. Yes. I did not know you had to dress like it was 10 degrees warmer than it actually was when running. You don't have to, but for optimal comfort. If it is 70 degrees Fahrenheit outside, which is probably 20 degrees Celsius in not freedom units, you should dress like it's 80 degrees, which is probably 26 or 27 Celsius, because you're going to be sweating. And so for me, if I go outside and I sit down and do nothing, 70 degrees in a t-shirt, I'll probably be cold. Maybe I'll either be comfortable or cold. But if I wear a t-shirt when it's 70 degrees, I'll get hot. So I have to wear a tank top. And so it gets exponentially worse the warmer it is. So if you can tolerate walking outside when it's 85 degrees Fahrenheit or 30 Celsius, even if you can tolerate walking, you definitely cannot tolerate running. So that's why if you're going to run in the summer, it's best to do it very early in the morning. It's better than even late at night because the heat is still lingering around from the day. So it's better to get up early in the morning and do it. And I wish I was running more, because last summer I was getting up at like 5:45 to run, and then I'd get to work at 8. But it's tough now because I injured myself because I ran a half marathon, and in training for the half marathon I ramped up mileage too quickly, and I ended up injuring like the inner part of my ankle, which was a little unfortunate. So that's kind of why I picked up biking, is because it's an easy way to stay active. And like, I like to think that I'm not lazy, but sometimes the idea of exercising and moving my body is a little too daunting. But when you bike, you're sitting down. So like, are you really exercising? The answer is yes, you most certainly are. But just for me, it's less of a mental block. Like, oh man, I'm gonna have to like run and like push myself using my legs. And with the bike, it's like, hey, I get to sit down for a bit. So I'm working with my brain, not against my brain. And that's what I like about biking. I kind of hate exercising. It's not like, I've gotten more enjoyable with it. Like, I figured out how to make it enjoyable for myself. It is super tough to enjoy it, though. I think there's a lot of stuff on social media about how to exercise correctly, and it can definitely be overwhelming, especially if you don't know how to exercise, because people will give you like conflicting information, and it can just get overwhelming, and you just are like, oh, well, what's most optimal? What's going to be best for my long-term success? Like, literally, it doesn't matter. Just move your body in some way. If you go outside for a walk, that's a great step. Building a routine is also a great step. So if you do something that seems not as intense, and even if you don't feel completely exhausted by the end of it, that's still better than not exercising at all. I think a bad workout is better than no workout at all. It's like what someone says. So, like, after this, I think I'm going to go for a walk, because I know I'm going to have my little movie afternoon with my friends, and I'm going to be sitting around eating burgers and maybe consuming alcohol. And so it'll be better for me. I know I'll feel better if I move my body a little bit. And I'm still pretty tired because I biked for 2 hours yesterday, and it's also raining, so I don't think I can actually do a bike workout. And I don't want to lift weights because I typically lift weights on Mondays and Wednesdays. See? Routine. And so I know that moving my body a little bit with just walking will be best for me. Anyway, I've been streaming for 1 hour and 1 minute, which is more than an hour. So I think I'm going to say goodbye. So thank you all for watching. Here's a recap. I didn't make these 2 here. I made 5 bracelets. I'm finishing up a 6th. And I have probably like 18 of these left to go, which I cut during the stream. Wow. So, oh, hi there. Thank you for joining. I liked chatting with you. I like chatting with you too. Thank you all for those who joined on both Instagram and YouTube. I very much appreciate it. I will go live more if people like it. I didn't get too many viewers this time, but that's okay, because I literally gave half an hour notice on YouTube. On Instagram, and no notice on YouTube. So when I have time, I will probably go again. Maybe I'll try to do another sort of friendship bracelet video if the folks would like to see. No, I'm sorry. The live will be available on YouTube, so you can watch it after. Anyway, thank you all for watching so much. Goodbye.